everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today we are doing an unboxing of both Book of the Month and my Allurial box for the month of March. So I'm excited to dive into these boxes. I can't wait to see like the special editions in the Allurial box. I think it's going to be some pretty good books in these boxes. In fact, Book of the Month had other ones that I wanted to fill my box with. However, I couldn't afford that many books, at least for March. So next time, there were a couple of other like add-ons I really wanted for Book of the Month. I'm just going to have to wait till another month to get them because I really could not get all the ones that I wanted, unfortunately. But I'm excited to get into these boxes and share with you what I got. So why don't we start with Allurial? Because it's a smaller box. So let's get into the Allurial box and see what we've got. Alright. I think there's some swag in here. Yep, there's a bookmark. I think that's all that's left in here. Alright. So the bookmark kind of goes with, I think, the book that I chose. Kind of looks like that. And on the back it says, "Second Chance Love, I Have a Secret, and Stuck Together." That's kind of what it says on the back. So it's a nice bookmark. Now let's get into these books. I got two books in the month of March. First, I will show you my main pick that I chose. The one that I chose, I tried to get an arc off of NetGalley, but unfortunately they declined it. So I decided to get it through Allurial instead. So the first one for that was We Become Darkness by Grace Morrow. This cover is absolutely stunning. I love this cover. And then this is the back. It says, "I'd rather take a stake to my own heart than be parted from you again." Aw. And these sprayed edges are so pretty. I love these sprayed edges. And then the end pages kind of look like that. There's not really much to it. I mean, let's see if the end pages are different on the other side. Nope, same thing on the other side. But it's such a pretty edition. I adore this cover, and the sprayed edges are so pretty. It says, "Thalia, Princess of Agrippa, has spent the last 4 years hunting her ex-lover, Cassius, the man who shattered her heart and betrayed her kingdom by becoming a vampire. Vampires and humans have had a tenuous past since Thalia's father and sister were murdered 13 years ago. But with Agrippa's ore supply, the lifeblood of human cities running out, Thalia's mother strikes a desperate and dangerous deal. Thalia will marry a vampire prince in exchange for their ore. Thalia is blindsided by the arrangement and horrified to find Cassius, now serving as a prince's hand, is the man tasked with bringing her to the vampire kingdom safely. To save her people, she agrees to the marriage, but plans to dismantle the vampire kingdom from within by killing the prince. The vampire court is rife with danger and secrets, and Cassius is always watching. When a monstrous new threat emerges, Thalia realizes the safety and security of their world is far more fragile than she ever believed. Caught between duty and desire, Thalia must grapple with her feelings for Cassius and decide if she will fulfill her duty to the human crown or embrace the darkness within herself to protect both realms. And that sounds really good. So I'm hoping this is going to be a hit because it's so pretty, and I really am hoping this is going to be good. And the other book I added on was a book that was a pick from last year, and I never got a chance to get it. So I thought I tried to see if it was on KU. It's not on KU, unfortunately. So I figured I might as well get a special pretty edition of it. And that is The Ordeals by Rachel Greenlaw. Lately, I haven't really heard many reviews, but the ones that I have are not so good. But I'm hoping for me that won't be the case. And also, it's from October of last year, basically. So this is the back. It says, old magic, new power, a contest to die for. The brave and bold are invited to prove their worth in the ordeals. And then they have these pretty sprayed edges. Ooh, these end pages are everything. I mean, look at these end pages. Stunning. Is it the same on the other side? Yep, same on the other side. I am obsessed with these end pages. Like, look how pretty that is. I'm obsessed. I don't know much except there's trials in this one. And, ooh, an elite magical college. Okay, so academies and trials are buzzwords for me. So this one says, 20-year-old Sophia De Winter has only known life bound to her cruel uncle, the Collector, thanks to a blood bond he exacted from her as a child. When she learns of Kilmarth College, an elite academy for magic wielders outside of the Collector's control, she knows it is her only chance to finally break free. But to gain entry, she will have to compete against other illusionists, masquers, botanists, and alchemists in a series of brutal trials that many hopefuls don't survive, the ordeals. Sophia knows her skills as an illusionist are weak. She only makes it through the first challenge by teaming up with the powerful and insufferably sexy botanist Alden Locke. To make it out alive, she'll have to hone her magic and learn to identify who is a rival, who could be an ally, and who is a murderer. Because now, not only does she have to protect her heart, but her very life. Hopefuls are being viciously picked off one by one between the challenges. In her haste to escape the Collector's trap, Sophia may have fled straight toward her own death sentence. And that just sounds so good. I'm really hoping this is going to be a hit for me because, I mean, it has my buzzwords in this. Trials and Academy. That's so me. So I'm really hoping I'm going to love this. And those are the two books I got from Allurial. Now let's get into our Book of the Month box. And we will get into this big box. I got a lot of books. Alright, this first one on the top is what I use my credit on. And I'm very excited for this because I'm going to try and buddy read this with my bestie Karina. And possibly, and I think my bestie Clint wanted to join in as well. But I think he said he's going to have to wait until the next month, like in April, to read it. But I'm going to try and throw this in as an extra for March if I can. This is this story, Might Save Your Life, by Tiffany Crum. Ooh, this cover feels so cool. I love this cover. I love the feel of it. It's so cool. I don't know much except it's a mystery and it has a podcast element. So I'm like, okay, I'm game. I tried to get this as an ARC off of NetGalley. Unfortunately, I got declined for it. So I figured I might as well grab it from Book of the Month since it was a choice. I also really wanted to get Lady Tremaine, but I could not get it in my box this time. I will be getting Lady Tremaine at a later date because I tried to get Lady Tremaine as an ARC from NetGalley as well, and unfortunately, I think it got removed before I could get approved or declined on it. So I'll have to get Lady Tremaine next time. But I'm very much excited to read this with my besties, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. And then this next one is actually the Lolly winner. I was able to get one of the Lolly nominees for free since I'm a BFF. And I picked the winner because I want to try and read more out of my comfort zone. I'm not sure if this is like a little bookmark. I think that comes with the winner, but it's kind of cute. We'll put it right here. And so the winner for Book of the Month of the Lolly Awards is Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I don't really know much, except that it's like I think it has some kind of mystery element. I don't know much. I've just been seeing people reading this and loving it. I've seen very, very, very little bad reviews on this. I've seen more good than bad. So I figured maybe I'll try. I'm thinking of doing like a vlog of some sort, of reading books out of my comfort zone. And I think this would be a good one. Ooh, I also really like the back of this, because it kind of shows like that it's the Lolly winner. If you could, I don't know how close you can see that, if it's close enough. But it kind of shows like the Lolly Award on the back. It's kind of cool. And I love that little gold thing right here on the cover. So even though I got this for free, I'm hoping that it's going to be a good one, because I've heard nothing but good things. So we'll see how that one goes. This next one, I've already arranged a buddy read on it with my besties Karina and Clint. I think we're going to read this next month. I know Karina said she really wants to read it. So I'm excited for this one. This is You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. I have read Don't Let the Forest In and gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad. I just didn't love it. And I haven't yet read Hazelthorn. But this is C.G. Drews' first adult. And this has like a haunted house aspect. So I'm like, okay, I really want to read this, because one of my favorite sub-tropes of horror is haunted houses. But it's not, like, I love haunted houses and possessions. That's kind of my thing. So when I thought this was supposed to be like a haunted house aspect, I'm like, okay, I'm game. So I'm excited to read this with my besties. I think it's going to be so much fun. I'm hoping if I love this, I'll grab Hazelthorn. I know Hazelthorn is also one book of the month, and I just haven't tried it yet. But this is adult, so I'm hoping with C.G. Drews' adult debut that it's going to be a good one. So I'm very excited to get to this. And this next one, I was absolutely stoked to find this on Book of the Month. I did not think this was going to be there at all. And I really wanted to read this. So if you don't know who Haley Pham is, she is a booktuber who wrote her first book. And it's a romance. And I've been wanting to read it. I also love watching Ashlyn and Ian, who are really, really, really good friends of Haley's. And I know Ian's already read this book and gave it 4 stars. He's the one who I watched that talked this book up for me, and I'm like, it was already on my radar. I wanted to read it, but then when Ian talked about it, I'm like, okay. I will also link Ian and Ashlyn and Haley all down below if you want to check out their channels, but they're the ones that really got me interested in reading this even more. So I am excited that Book of the Month had Just Friends by Haley. I cannot wait to dive into this. Honestly, I might try and fit this into my April TBR if I can. I mean, I know it's summer, and it's not really a spring book. It's probably more summery. However, I was so excited for Haley that she was on Book of the Month. So if I don't, I'm going to try and fit this into April. If I can't, as soon as freaking possible, because I really, really, really want to read this. I might even if it doesn't make my TBR for April, I might throw it in as an extra because of how badly I want to read this. Because I'm just so excited. So I'm hoping to get to that very, very soon. And the last book in this box is an unofficial buddy read with the Sweeney Readers, which is run by Karina from She Dreams in Words and Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me. They have their own romance book club, and they also have a Discord. So if you're interested in their romance book club at all, I will link both of their channels, because I think in their descriptions they usually put like the links to their Discord and all that stuff. So I will link them down below if you want to check them out, as you should, because they're also my besties. But we're doing like a kind of an unofficial buddy read in the Discord of this book, and that is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borson. B.K. Borson's book from last year in this series was First Time Caller. First Time Caller was one of their picks from last year, and we all wanted to read this. We're following different characters in this one. compared to First Time Caller. I believe they're interconnected standalone, so I don't think you have to read First Time Caller to read this one. But I did read First Time Caller. I think I gave it like a 3-star, somewhere around there. I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I'm hoping this one will be even better. And I think this is the first one was like a Sleepless in Seattle retelling. I think this one's like When Harry Met Sally, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does say When Harry Met Sally inspired. So they're both meteorologists, and I am excited to see how this one goes. I have never seen When Harry Met Sally, but I really do want to read this. So I'm hoping I will be able to read this in March with all the others. I'm already hearing good things about this one everywhere I go, so I am excited to dive on in and see what I think on this one. And that's all for the books, but there's also a bookmark in here. For those who don't know, Book of the Month is also celebrating 100 years. I did not realize that they actually started Book of the Month back in 1926. And then they stopped for a while and then came back. So I'm very happy for them that they're celebrating 100 years. And with their bookmarks, they've been putting out, like, to celebrate the 100 years, they're doing the classics on the bookmarks. Like, this one kind of shows a little bit of Animal Farm by George Orwell on it. You know, celebrating 100 years. So I think that's kind of cool that they're doing that. And let's see this. Nothing left in this box now. This one's empty. But that is all the books. Let me see if I can stack them and show them off. Alright. So these are all the books that I got from Allurial and Book of the Month. I really also wanted to get, and I wasn't able to get, the new Taylor Adams book from Book of the Month. Forgot what that one was called. But I want to read that. And then The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives. I also want to read that. I noticed for some people that Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives was not on Book of the Month for others. So I was kind of surprised that it wasn't for everyone, but it was on my app. So I might have to get it next time. And then what else did I want to get? I wasn't able to get. Let me see. I know there was others. I believe at least a couple. I do want to get Macy Neely's book, which I know is also on Book of the Month. Alright, the Taylor Adams book was Her Last Breath. That was it. And I'm also kind of sort of interested in This Book Made Me Think of You by Libby Page. Because my bestie Karina got it, and I think she really enjoyed it. And I also want to try So Old, So Young, which is also in this app. Of course, I'm not going to get all of these next month because you can only get so many in the box, and I only have so much money. So I'm going to have to spread these out for the next few months. But there are so many books that I want to get from Book of the Month. I just could not get them all at this time. So, oh yeah, and I do want to get Lady Tremaine at some point too. So, at some point, I will be getting more books from Book of the Month. Because there's so many I really want to read. And so much time in a day. However, these are all the books that I have gotten from both Allurial and Book of the Month. Have you read any of these? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't and you're interested in buddy reading with me, definitely let me know. I'm always up for another buddy read. If you got this far into the video and you don't feel like being chatty, why don't you leave me a TV screen for And Now Back to You. Because I will be reading this in the month of March. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all next time.